I am still trying to mull over whether waiting 80 minutes for our antagonist to finally appear is worth it here, but I still had fun. Hello, everyone. My name is Max Aaron James. This review of the movie Ghostbusters Frozen Empire, written by Jason Reitman and Gil Keenan, directed by Gil Keenan. This is the fifth installment of the franchise where we have our new Busters dealing with internal struggles, family drama, legal issues, and our older Busters are dealing with their, have moved on to another chapter in their life, but are still trying to help the Busters while trying to live their own lives separate of it. Through the adventures that we see transpire here, we meet some new characters. There's a lot of Ghostbusters mayhem that leads them to a legend that involves a strong entity that will kill people by fear itself. The evil force that we see unleashed in the trailers is not really the main story here. At least that's not how it feels to me. We do not get that for 80 minutes of the movie. And instead, it's more referenced and there are connections to this entity, but more so we take adventures through other plot lines. I was more so interested and enjoyed the idea that they were playing with in the beginning of this movie, having a larger team of about 7 busters since we were introduced to about 3 new characters, and them having to go out and capture these random ghosts and dealing with their internal struggles with each other as a team and with their own identity and what they wanted to do with their life or where they saw themselves in the future. We do not get that though, and some of the internal conflict that is established in the beginning of the movie and some drama that transpires kind of gets brushed to the side or completely forgotten when we get to the climax at the end of this movie. I really did enjoy the final act. It had some very scary elements. It was frightening. Felt that this challenger, this antagonist, was going to be a big challenge for the Ghostbusters, and you were wondering how they were going to defeat it. But some of the moments were undercut by some comedic timing, some unnecessary comedic beats. There was another entity or ghost that I found to be a bit more frightening or had a more frightening plot. It was able to possess inanimate objects, and there was a moment that felt a bit tense and suspenseful, but then it got brushed aside and the entity was captured and yeah, whatever. Still, our main big baddie had a good introduction and was frightening. Our new characters are all right. Nanjiani is probably the standout out of them. O'Connor felt like she could potentially be a good addition to the team or to the franchise overall, but her character felt a bit forced. When it comes to cast from previous movies, Paul Rudd, he's really Paul Rudding it here, and it must be tough being pigeonholed into a certain personality, so you're expected to behave this way even through your characters. And I see that now, and it's just tough. I do wish this movie was more cohesive with its main story or its main plot and did not try to plant seeds for other stories that seemed to be dismissed by the end of the movie. But this was entertaining. It was fun, especially when it came to the action sequences, and I enjoyed the final act. I think this franchise is starting to struggle with its identity of being a very frightening movie or being a family ghost-busting movie. I think if you love the franchise, you're probably going to really enjoy this. Ghostbusters never really connected with me. Until next time, y'all take care of each other, check up on one another, make sure you check up on yourself, and remember, potential has no limits.